Organization recognizes wage as a national law, saying it is not for the subnationals. He added that some people instigated by the governors were saying they would not be able to pay 60,000 naira even when their members were in the meeting with Labour, saying this was being done in bad faith. Ajero submitted that NLC had proposed many options apart from the amount of the minimum wage, which, if the government had addressed long before the removal of oil subsidies, would have saved Nigeria from the current challenges. Meanwhile, the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, said there is a proposal before the National Assembly Committees on Constitutional Review to move the minimum wage from the exclusive list to the concurrent legislative list. The minority leader's clarification came against the backdrop of Ajero's position that the Parliament had begun moves to decentralize minimum wage to enable states to fix what is convenient for them to pay. The Federal High Court in Lagos has dismissed a lawsuit that challenged the use of Arabic inscriptions on Naira notes. The court stated that the Central Bank of Nigeria has the authority to print, design, and issue currency under Section 53, subsection 1 of the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act. The court noted that the lawsuit brought by a Lagos-based lawyer, Malcolm Omerubo, against the CBN did not prove that the CBN exercised its powers with bad intentions. Omerubo filed the suit in January 2020 regarding the use of Arabic on Naira notes, and the court ruled that he had the right to bring the matter as a taxpayer. The court emphasized the importance of public interest actions. Still on court matters, Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court Abuja has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of the medical doctor at the health facility of the Kuje Correctional Center, Dr. Abraham Iyizoje, over alleged refusal to produce the medical report of the detained executive of Binance Holdings Limited, Tigran Gambarian. Justice Nwite gave the order following an application by Gambarian's lawyer, Mark Mordi, who prayed the court to summon Iyizoje to explain why he had allegedly refused to make available his client's medical report, despite an earlier court order. Mordi then prayed the court to issue a bench warrant against the medical officer of the correctional center to be produced in court at the next adjourned date. The lawyer also asked the court to make an order for his client to be remanded in hospital immediately so that a thorough medical examination could be carried out on him to know his true state of health. In his ruling, Justice Nwite also ordered that Gambarian be taken to the hospital for Medicare for 24 hours at any time of his choice, but under full security surveillance. The judge adjourned the matter to October 11 and October 18 for the continuation of the trial. Recall that Gambarian had on May 23 collapsed in the open court over alleged ill health. Gambarian, who was whisked into the court building in a wheelchair alongside a cryptocurrency firm, is facing a money laundering charge preferred against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Oba of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Akiolu, has appealed to Nigerians to be patient with the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Lagos monarch was speaking when Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, paid him a visit at his palace in Lagos. Oba Akiolu says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu means well for the nation, as he is a man who is grassroots focused. He admonished the youth to be closer to God, acknowledging their good and hard-working behaviors.
The only problem in this country, and I've been telling the government, I've been telling them, the tax collection system, the contract award system is not proper. It's only salary and wage earners that are paying tax. Majority of the self-employed people, they don't pay.
It is Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who was at the palace in the company of wives of some of the Southwest governors, wives of National Assembly members, wives of some ministers, and wives of service chiefs, thanked the royal father for his continued support, prayers, and admonitions.
He said, even in our country, when things are good, we have to pray. When things are not so good, we have to pray. Nigeria is a praying nation. It's the prayers that have kept us this far. These are the things that we see to us. And the market people should not, they should be nice enough to support this administration. We will economic empowerment, 1,000 women per state, which we are giving 50,000 women, 30 traders like pepper sellers, vegetable sellers, and those are the things we are planning for that is on the table.
The visit by the First Lady was an opportunity for the monarch to restate his appeal for a special status for Lagos State as the former federal capital of Nigeria. Senator Oluremi Tinubu said that the request by Oba Akiolu will get the attention of the National Assembly through the Lagos representatives. Political parties have been charged to enhance women's participation in governance through international support and affirmative action. Participants at a forum held in Lagos affirmed that women can do much more in sensitive positions, especially with legal backing. Details in this report.
Leaders from different political parties at this one-day strategic forum to dialogue on improving women's participation in politics in Lagos State. Aimed at increasing representation in elective and influential positions, the forum demanded reforms such as legal framework and policies that eliminate hindrances and protect women in the political space. Convener of the forum, Bumi Dipo Salami, commends the Lagos State government position on women's participation in governance as a yardstick for states to emulate.
We acknowledge the efforts of the leaders of Lagos State, of the governor of Lagos State, of the legislature. We appreciate their efforts, but we are saying they could do better, that more could still be done for the benefit of Lagos State.
With the current state of women's political and leadership participation in Nigeria, the forum states that the situation is not only disappointing but unacceptable as statistics shows decline over the years. Intra-party dynamics, socio-cultural issues, gaps in policies and platforms are some of the challenges identified.
Politicians gathered together. We should have at least 35% of women also in that place. You know, we are not just there to come and patewo, clap our hands, and then when it's time to feed the people, you see the women who get up welfare.
You see, in politics, it's not only those women that are educated, are useful in the party. There are some illiterates. But if we encourage them and give them the courage, we can do better.
Party engender my constitution, but to achieve that 35% affirmative action is a bottleneck. You have to fight, you have to start writing letters, you have to pay advocacy visits to here and there.
You can't prefer any solution if you don't find the challenges, the sources of the challenges. And it's important to have the women themselves. They know, as they say, they know where it pinches them, so they know, they understand, they've been there. Some of them have, gone through, a lot of hurdles to be where they are.
Participants say the country is blessed with deserving and competent women for any elective political office in Nigeria.
To begin to make demands to say you have to give to women. We are not saying come and give the position to women in our own party, but in the party that is the ruling party, we have so many women, very brilliant, knowledgeable, intelligent, and that women who can really move their parties forward.
Participants who are chairpersons and leaders from 15 political parties in Lagos State took part in the interactive strategic forum organized by Baobab in collaboration with the International Foundation for Electoral Systems.
So this important one, Lagos State government has debunked a viral fake news on social media, stating emphatically that the state has not reintroduced the monthly environmental sanitation and is not starting any movement restriction by July ending. In a statement signed by the State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, he urged all residents to disregard the content of the viral fake news and go about their lawful business activities, adding that there will be no restriction of movement on the last Saturday of July, as erroneously included in the fake news. Wahab explained that what Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced during a sanitation sensitization exercise at Campus Playground, Lagos Island, was that the state will start a weekly community-based sensitization and awareness exercise that will involve all residents. Tokunbo Wahab added that at no time did Mr. Governor make a pronouncement that the monthly exercise and restriction will start in July or any other month for now. The commissioner urged all residents to imbibe the culture of cleaning their surroundings all the time and not wait until the government declares a particular month for commencement of sanitation or restriction of movement. In sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will face Canada for the second time in 1 year when the side clash in a closed-door training match in Malaga later today. The friendly match, which amounts to the final test for both teams ahead of the Women's Olympic Football Tournament starting in France in 8 days, will commence at 5:30 p.m. Nigeria time at the La Quinta Football Center. Both teams were involved in the ad-fought FIFA Women's World Cup Group B opener at the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium on July 21, 2023, with the game ending 0-0. Nigeria's goalkeeper, Chiamaka Nadozie, saved the penalty kick by veteran Christine Sinclair and made 14 other big saves in the afternoon encounter. Coach Randy Waldrum is unlikely to make many changes from the squad that played that match, though defender Ashley Plumter and forward Francisca Odega, who started that match, are not in Spain. The 9-time African champions will fly into France on Thursday, where they will spend a week in further training ahead of the first match of the tournament against Brazil on Thursday, July 25. Nigeria's other matches in the group phase are against Spain, July 28, and Japan, July 31. Outside Nigeria, the United Nations says Israeli military has killed at least 13 Palestinians across Gaza. The UN explained that an Israeli strike hit close to its Joint Operations Center in Deir el-Balal, from where it coordinates the humanitarian aid response in Gaza. In 9 months of war, 70% of UNRWA schools in Gaza have now been bombed, and 539 people sheltering inside its premises have been killed. At least 38,713 people have been killed and 89,166 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza since October 7. The death toll in Israel from the Hamas-led attacks on October 7 is estimated at 1,139, and dozens of people are still held captive in Gaza. And that's all for now. For more news, do connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms.